Well, this is Eric Smith, and welcome back to another episode of the Entrepreneur's Voice Show. Today we have the leading premier company in home, bath, kitchen remodeling, deck expansion, room expansions, anything you want to do related to the improvement of your home, and you want to just make your investment that you've made even better. You want to call Avery Construction, and we've got the owner of Avery Construction, Jason Avery.
That was quite an introduction. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I tell you, if you live in the Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater, Bel Air, Palm Harbor, Safety Harbor, any of these areas in Hillsborough County, Pinellas County, Florida, and you can tell us any other areas, you definitely want to check out the information. Enjoy this video because we're going to give you some tips when it comes to home remodeling, some safety tips, some things you want to look for when selecting a contractor and so forth. But let's dive right into this. Thank you for joining us. And where are you from, by the way?
Originally, I came out of Indianapolis, Indiana.
Okay.
My parents moved down here when I was young, and been here, well, gosh, almost 30 years of my life.
So here you have a contractor that knows the area, has been here 30 years, which is critical and important. What got you into the construction business?
Chance, there was a job opportunity with the company doing statewide windows, roofing, siding, and storm protection, all the exterior home improvement products. And I started as a sales rep, and 7 years later, I was the vice president of the company.
Wow.
So I worked under an MBA, and I think I kind of got a college level education for free in that. We grew a $9 million business into a $20 million business during that time.
Wow, that's some major growth. And so when did you start your own company?
Well, after about 20 years in the industry working for others, I started my business 4 years ago now.
Congratulations. So here we're talking about someone that has experience when it comes to remodeling and someone you trust to come into your home. I think some things I like to really suggest to you is that you want to look for someone that has been around for a long time. You have a reputation to uphold. Your name is known here.
I put my name on the business.
Can't say it any better than that. So tell us a little bit about the services that you guys really like to specialize in. Who's some of your customers that have really enjoyed your services? And just give us a little more information.
Well, we service your mid-average to upper-end homes, typically owned by retirees or empty nesters. And these people tend to buy homes that have a lot of square footage and high ceilings, very well laid out, but they were built very cookie cutter, using cheap components. So maybe there's a lot of carpet or linoleum flooring. There's laminated cabinets and countertops. There's low-hanging ceilings or soffits or unnecessary walls. We come into these homes and we knock down walls, take out soffits, open up a space, and then make sure we've got the best possible layout of appliances for function in a kitchen or in a bathroom, and then ultimately reconstruct the room using better caliber products. Hardwood cabinetry, granite countertops or quartz countertops, porcelain flooring or hardwood flooring, put a fresh coat of paint on everything, maybe some fresh lighting, and call it a well-rounded remodel.
Wow, that's incredible and that's amazing. Before a person selects a contractor, since you've been in the area, I'm sure you've probably seen and heard horror stories of people being taken advantage of, or a storm happens and folks just come right into town. Is there a safety tip or just a good consumer tip that people need to know about?
Well, it's fair to say that contractors have acquired a bad reputation for themselves. I hear those horror stories all the time. We attend all the major home shows in town, and we generate a large mass of people looking to do estimates. Some are kicking tires, others legitimately shopping with contractors. And I hear all the time that, hey, you're the only one that showed up, or you're the only one that didn't cancel the appointment. So just being there quite often can earn me business by sheer default because other guys aren't following through. But when you're shopping these contractors, beyond the responsiveness and making sure they showed up when they said they would show up, they followed through with the estimate they said they'd follow through with in a timely fashion, those are the obvious clues. But you can search on the state website to confirm the license number of the corporation and make sure it's legitimately a general contractor. There's lots of handymen, there's lots of tile companies or plumbing companies that like to push the boundaries of what they can actually do underneath their qualifications. So making sure you have a legitimately licensed general contractor is step number one anytime you're going to take on a project requiring multiple trades. Checking the Better Business Bureau, checking the owner's name and the business's name, both on Google. It's amazing what Google can tell you these days. But finding any of those skeletons in the closet and ahead of time can save you a whole lot of grief from down the road. And then engaging with the contractor initially is all about the communication. And we strive very hard to provide not only what is included, but also what is not included in all of our documentation. So
that's a great point. I really appreciate hearing that. I mean, can you just listen and hear and just relax whenever you pick up the phone and give these guys a call, because it sounds like they're pretty detailed oriented.
Well, right from the very first visit, our unique position is that we come with a same day estimate guarantee. What I've found is that in this industry, half of the contractors out there will either just rush to the numbers, throw out a ballpark, it's 50 or 60,000, and then they don't back that information up with anything. They're looking for a commitment from you first. You're going to be writing a small check, and they can kind of get the hook in you. Maybe it's to do some initial design plans before they actually price anything out. You have another pool of contractors out there who maybe try and get a little too specific, a little bit too early in the process. They listen to your thoughts, they throw out a few ideas, and they say, I'll get back to you next week with my estimate. 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, sometimes you're still waiting on that estimate. Not entirely their fault. They're unable to provide you with exact numbers because you were unable to provide them with exact decisions on many of the finished products you're going to work with. But how could you have done that? Because they haven't given you any pricing on those specific products yet. It's like the chicken or the egg. So we come at this from a whole different angle. On day one, we use a worksheet which runs through each of the trades that are going to be involved, from permitting, through demolition, through electric and plumbing and HVAC, drywall and flooring, cabinetry and countertops, any miscellaneous trim out items like backsplash tiles or shower glass, and then even a list of parts. You need to buy 2 sinks and 2 faucets, 400 square feet of tile, and 600 square feet of wood flooring to accomplish the task. What if you buy it for $2 a foot? What if you buy it for $4 a foot? And we give ranges and options in each category, and avoiding the specifics and showing them the spectrum. Here's the low and here's the high. Now, by the end of the worksheet, I provided the same initial range that the first contractor we spoke of did. Maybe it's 50 or 60,000. I don't know until you decide, but I delivered it to them in bite-sized pieces on an itemized worksheet. So now they're able to absorb this information and make realistic decisions that are going to influence the budget one way or the other. They can now have a conversation amongst themselves and decide how much they want to budget into the room because they know the parameters and they know what's going to influence it. So really, I've just taken a position of educating my client a little better up front, and it saves us all a lot of time in the backside. And I no longer have to follow up with additional estimating until some decisions are made and they've gotten some instant gratification. That's what they wanted to know in the first place. How much was this thing going to cost?
Wow, that's detailed. Simplistic, but detailed. That makes it just really easy to, I mean, if your contractor is that detailed from the beginning, what do you think the results of the work that's going to be done? That's impressive.
It's really about the customer experience. What I've learned in my business is that to build a business fast and successfully, it has a lot to do with the product you're delivering and in the manner which you deliver it. And sometimes you might have everything under control, but if you haven't properly communicated with the client and they don't understand what's happening next, and it makes them uncomfortable with the process of how it's happening, at the end of the job, the story they tell isn't a nice one. It's one of discomfort. And as long as you communicate in advance and you share more than the information which is needed, you'll find that you can make a much more comfortable scenario, and you end the project still friends with the client, and you have somebody who's an advocate now who's going to go out and tell your story with praise to the next person.
Wow. So this is Eric Smith again, host of the Entrepreneur's Voice Show. We're talking with one of the best entrepreneurs, contractors in the Tampa, St. Petersburg, Bel Air, Palm Harbor, wherever you live in this Pinellas, Hillsborough County area. You definitely want to connect with them. Where can people go to just even see some videos of some of the work that you guys have done?
Sure. Well, obviously, Google is a great search tool, and you can search Avery Construction. You'll likely find our website, averyconstruction.com. You can also search myself personally, Jason Avery, through LinkedIn. I have an extensive resume with hundreds of endorsements. We have testimonial pages on our website, along with a gallery of pictures, and you'll find the same at facebook.com, house.com, pinterest.com, or any of your major social medias.
So click on the link in the description below, and we'll tell you, you can go straight to the website, save you a search, and then some of those other social media links are listed in the description below. You know, Jason, I think a lot of folks really could benefit by just giving your company a call when they're looking to enhance their investment on their homes that they've purchased and so forth. Is there anything else that you feel like people need to know? We're getting into, we're in the spring season, and before we get into the summertime, it's time to make some things look great, ready to start throwing parties. Is there any last minute things?
I often just find that people wait till the last minute for things and don't realize what it takes to actually get a major project like this moving. From the time that we do design and make product selections and then permit a project, to get through production, to end with an end result, get through that final punch list, it's often a 3 to 4 month experience overall. So for those who are going to want to try and have things finished before the holidays come, they've got family coming at Thanksgiving or at Christmas, and work that timeline backwards and make sure that you're contacting us soon enough so that we can fulfill the obligation.
There you have it, Avery Construction, your leading source provider for kitchen, home, bath, house expansion, remodeling, adding new rooms. If you need to do any of these things, and it makes a great gift if you want to do that for someone else. So give Avery Construction a call, click on the link below. Jason, thank you very much for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
And sharing this information. And thank you for starting a business and being a successful entrepreneur, because at the end of the day, that's what we're all about, is finding successful entrepreneurs. I'd like to get you back on next time. We want to talk about what it took for you to start your business. What are some things that you're doing that makes you successful in business? Because a lot of people want to be in business for themselves today, but a lot of businesses fail. So if we could get you back again.
I'll be happy to do that, and
okay.
I'll give you a little teaser.
Okay.
I started this company on a $10,000 loan from Dad, and 4 years later, we're projecting $3 million this year.
Oh, heck yeah, brother, that's what I'm talking about. It can be done. If you've got dreams and goals and aspirations, and you want to be sitting in a seat like this gentleman, stay plugged in. We'll help you out. Eric Smith, your host, the Entrepreneur Success Show.